Lieutenant Governor John Sanchez, you helped bring Doss Aviation to Raton. How did that all come to fruition?
Well, as chairman of the Aerostate Space Association for New Mexico, are committed to bringing aviation and aerospace companies to our state. And we, just through putting out our fillers, having a good relationship with local government here, we knew that there was a demand for Doss to expand out of southern Colorado. And knowing New Mexico and being part of this community for a long time as Lieutenant Governor and just as a citizen, we started to say, look, we could make a connection. And so we brought together both private, local, and state government to offer an opportunity for Doss to come. And I can tell you, in my conversation and seeing what they've done here, they're committed to our state and as far as they're wanting to expand and make this an integral part of their training program.
Do you see other aviation groups possibly coming in because of this?
Absolutely. This is a primer that I think is going to allow other companies to really give New Mexico a look. And we're not just sitting back. I just got back from Wisconsin at the Oshkosh Air Show, the largest of its kind in the world. And we were there with our partners, selling New Mexico to not only America but the rest of the world about why you should come to our state to do business, and in particular aviation. We have a great tradition and culture history of aviation in New Mexico, but the responsibility is ours to go out and to sell it. And the governor and I are made a commitment to making our state a very pro-business, business-friendly environment, reducing regulation, trying to provide those incentives, and having an educated workforce that will not give businesses any excuses not to be here.
One of New Mexico's advantages is wide open skies.
Wide open. There's not a better place, not only for the wide open spaces, but if you think about our climate, you think about our days of sunshine. And again, that's a secret to a lot of people out there. We have to reverse that. We've got to go tell the story. And so we're committed to doing that. And I think when people, other companies like Doss, look at New Mexico and find what a great place it is to do business, we're going to see more and more of this. And I really want to stress it's not only for the big communities. Rural New Mexico and small communities like Raton are very important to the future of our state, not only economically, but what it means to our culture and for the next generation of young New Mexicans who want to stay in these communities.
So how do we bring the jobs back to rural New Mexico?
It's efforts just like this. So, the diversification of our economy is important, right? Aviation being one of them. But it's about making sure that we have a pipeline of well-educated kids, right? And ensuring that New Mexico is a good place not only to do business, but to live, that we have safe communities. And it's hard, it's difficult. And I'm not going to, not address that. But the alternative, doing nothing, just guarantees that communities like this will fail. I'm not willing to let those fail. The governor and I are willing to get out there, roll up our sleeves, work with the legislature, work with local governments to ensure that we provide opportunity throughout our state.
50 years ago, a small community like Raton was kind of like an island. It was their own economy. Everybody had something going on in the community. Now it's a regional economic community. How do you address the needs of bringing all that together?
Well, I think you're right. Regionally is important because these small communities now rely on it. So we work with legislators who represent multiple communities in the region, right? And how do we pull resources together? How do we make sure that their voice in Santa Fe is heard? Working with our congressional delegation to ensuring that they have the necessary support and resources so that regionally they can prosper. I think the hospital is a perfect example of that. It's a center of excellence, one of the best in the nation. And so not only does it benefit the region, but we really want to make sure that the hospital here has the opportunity to reach out all across the country. And we're starting to see where people say, this has got a great name, great reputation. Again, how do we sell that to the community? And it's just not Raton that benefits. You think about Springer and Maxwell, Clayton, the entire area. Tourism is a very important part of this as well, and we talk about how do we market New Mexico. We've increased our tourist dollars. We're seeing a huge increase in the amount of people visiting New Mexico. That's a really green economy, right? And again, when people come to our state, they not only spend money, but more importantly, they may want to stay here, open up a small business, and be part of our state.
Well, that's kind of like Raton. We could easily be a hub for a day trip out of Raton for a whole week if you wanted to.
Well, you think about Raton when it was this hub, if you will, but it was really tied to the interstate, which is still very important. But with aviation, right? Not only with Doss, but how do we bring tourists in here? The shooting range, looking about how important this part of New Mexico is to the future of our economy. We're going to continue to build on it. So I'm thrilled to be here, really proud of the people of Raton, the community, for their support for today, and we hope that we have many more of these in the future.
And you mentioned the hospital. Obstetrics is now one of the key functions here at the hospital because we're the only one between, Albuquerque, Santa Fe, and Pueblo.
That's right. Very important. Healthcare and the delivery of healthcare will make or break states and the country going forward. And so our investment into healthcare, which as our demographics of our state continue to change, an older society just throughout, that's just the nature of how things are going. We see a commitment and an excellence to how healthcare is delivered is going to be critical and to quality of life, but it also is an economic driver as well. People who want to come here, they want to invest. Doctors and nurses come to our state, they add to our community. We grow the economic pie.
Okay, thank you, Lieutenant Governor.
Thank you.